It is your boy Dopest Brayden back at you with another chill ass video and a chill ass live stream. You are here. If you're here live, you guys are now tuned in to the Dopest Brayden live stream. Hell yeah, this is where we take blinkers, of course. Why not? We got to be taking blinkers. Can't be a pussy. But hey, I hope you guys are all having a good afternoon. A good start to your... Oh, shit. It's bird shit. Fuck me. Now I get that in my nail? Gross. Whatever. Hi, Faith. Blinker. Cheers. Let's actually take a blinker. We're smoking on the Purple Punch Caviar Dreams live diamonds. I don't know if you can see the diamonds in there. Yeah, you can see the diamonds in there. On the bottom there. It's easier to see back here. But there are the diamonds. Live diamonds. But I hope you guys are having a... I'm on my snowmobile, by the way. These are all parts, by the way. All up and down here. I don't know if you guys can see that all the way to the back. Here's some pipes. Right there's a pipe for my snowmobile. Here's some parts. There's some parts up there. There's some... Oh yeah, we got it all up here. There's... Oh yeah, there's rails. There's clutches. Oh yeah, we got it all back here. Kind of fun. Nice. That's right, you were telling me about that. But hey, you want to hear this started up? Let's start my snowmobile up. I just had it started. I bet you it starts at one pull. Bam. Revenue. It engages at 350. 13 feet. 3,500 RPMs. So, yeah. I can't take this thing out because it's not wrecked. It's just more or less, it needs to be fixed. Everything runs and drives. It's just, how do I want to say? It's more or less, it's the tunnel cover, not the hood, but underneath, where it all holds together in the front. That plastic up front is breaking and cracking. I can sound like a screaming goat, but do I dare sound like one anymore? No, that was a good impression. I'm not going to do another impression because it's not going to be any better than that. There's no way I'm going to top that one, even though I can. No, I can't. Nope. I'm trying too hard. So it's not going to come natural. I am trying way too hard, so it's not going to come natural. So, blinker! Cheers! Let's take one. Cheers, everybody. Hope you guys are having a good Thursday. Right? Today is Thursday. Yeah, you know what? We are going to be... Hey, you guys haven't checked out Buff Del Campo, go check out him. He's got a live stream tonight. I don't know if I'll be making it to it, but for sure tune in for a while, for about a good 20, 30 minutes. I usually like to tune in for the whole live stream, but I don't think I'm going to make it that far because I think his live streams tonight, I think it's either 9 or 10. I don't remember. I think it's 9 tonight. But I could be wrong. It could be 10 o'clock tonight. I haven't checked it out yet. But go tune into him. He's got a really cool live stream. He kind of does what I do. He works on cars. I work on snowmobiles. I love my snowmobiling, so you guys get the snowmobile content and the ATV content. He gets the car content, people. But hey, I'm still a big fan of his stuff, and he's got a live stream Tuesday where he's in his studio, and then Thursday and Saturday he's out in the garage, out in his shop, working on stuff. Blinker number 2, down the hatch. Two in a row. Hell yeah. This is pretty easy. I've been taking blinkers pretty easy today. For some reason. Nice. Yeah, we'll play. Or we'll play Call of Duty, or we'll play Fortnite. We'll figure it out. We can play either or. We can play either 3. Or we can play all 3 later on. Let's take another blinker. Cheers! And I'm holding that in a little bit too. Nah, I'm over. Hold on. I'll tell you where I'm at. I'm not a Milwaukee resident. I like the Milwaukee Brewers. I'm from Wisconsin. I'm up here in central Wisconsin, up in the north. I'm up in Antigo, Wisconsin, plus Wausau, Wisconsin. I got family in Wausau and Antigo. I'm here in Antigo, Wisconsin right now at my grandparents. My family, my mom and dad and my brother live in Wausau, Wisconsin, which is central Wisconsin. So right in the right in the middle of Wisconsin I'm in, realistically. And then I go up to the northern part of Wisconsin. I don't even go down by Stevens Point area. I don't go down that way that much. And I don't go out by I don't go over to the eastern southeast part of this, or southwest part of the state. I don't go over there either. So I stick in the northern part of the state and more towards the eastern part of the state. But oh yeah, it's really smoky in here. There's ventilation in here, I can guarantee it, because it's going down little by little, I can tell. Just hanging in the air. It's a little cool out here today. I would say it's about 20. Last I looked, it was 29 degrees. Right? Go Pack, go this weekend. Beat the Bears. Let's go. Let's beat the Bears, everybody. God, I can't stand the Bears. I hope we win. I hope we win this weekend. God, I can't stand the Bears. If the Packers can win, I'll pull for the Packers any day, any time, because they're my team. But you know what? You guys, a lot of you guys might be this way. The Bears suck, and everybody hates the Bears. I don't know what it is about the Bears, but the Bears just suck. And they're not good. The only reason they won against us last time was because they wanted to injure our players. Not because they played good football. They had to pretty much get our guys out, hurt our guys to benefit them, which they did. Realistically, I don't like to look at it that way, but you could look at it that way. You could look at it as if injuries weren't a factor. Oh yeah, we would have won that game, and that is the truth, though. Bears just I don't know. They play dirty ball. Same with the Broncos. I hate to say it, but the Broncos are another one that are almost similar. They're the reason why Micah Parsons is out. And that sucks too because Micah Parsons was playing good this year for the Packers. It was looking like, but now we do get. I will like to see this rematch again because you know what, Jordan Love is coming in and playing. I believe he's playing. He's got to play. Can't they get away from that Malik Willis though? Boy, is he going to get a starting job next year. If he don't get a starting job next year, doesn't want a starting job next year, whoa. Because our backup is hella good. But our third string, our practice squad quarterback, yeah, he's okay. But I will give our backup quarterback credit. Holy shit. A lot of the announcers and a lot of the news media are really saying he could go places. That's scary because we need a good backup if Jordan Love gets hurt. And he would be our good backup. But then again, he's almost ready to be quarterback ready. Like, I'm scared for the Packers coming up next year because I don't know what's going to happen. Because that Malik Willis as our backup, ooh, he could go with some teams right now. I don't know who though, probably the Jets. I don't throw him with the Jets. Throw him somewhere good. Because he's good. I'm not saying he's not good. Malik Willis is good. That's the sad thing. To hang on to him, it's going to be very hard. Same with the Brewers. They're going to have trouble keeping on to some guys. Did I hear that? Did I hear that William Contreras, Freddie Peralta, some of them, Woodruff I know wanted out. If I remember correctly, Woodruff did sign a deal because he wanted a little bit more money. I don't know. I think he did come up with a deal though, but there was some guys in this offseason that are making some moves, and I got to keep up with it because there's a lot of different moves. Once it starts getting closer to preseason, I will. Once it starts getting to spring training, I will pick back up with it. But right now, we are in the snowmobile season. This weekend is the Vintage World Championship up at Eagle River, Wisconsin, at their famous Derby complex. Go take a ride up there if you're in the Wisconsin area and you can get up to Eagle River, Wisconsin. Take a trip up there this weekend to the Vintage World Championship. It is worth going up there. I've been up to the World Championship Derby complex many times. I've been up there for and I want to go for the 63rd running of the which would be next weekend, not this weekend, but the following weekend. Because this weekend is Pro Vintage World Championship weekend up there. So all pro, so like all your vintage oval sleds are out on the ice. And they have a full weekend of it. Now, and that starts tomorrow on Flow Racing. So if you guys have Flow Racing, tune in to Flow like I'm going to be. I'm going to be tuning into Flow Racing, and we will I will try to keep up with it, and which I do because it's one of my favorite types of racing is oval racing and snowcross in the wintertime. So you guys will see. Ooh, I wonder who the Bucks are trading. I just got a notification that the Bucks are trading somebody. They're finalizing a deal, I think, for a trade. Wonder who they're getting or who they want to trade for. They always say that the news media always predicts that Giannis might go somewhere else. Giannis is going nowhere. I hate to break it to you guys, but Giannis is going nowhere. Sorry, but Giannis Antetokounmpo, he ain't going nowhere. He is a dedicated Brewer fan. He bought stocks with the Brewers. He is going nowhere. He predicts to be in Milwaukee his whole career, I believe. From what I'm taking from this, he had a hard time getting over here. There is no way in hell he's going to go risk it somewhere else when he's got it made in the shade where he's at, and he can pick and choose who he wants. I'd say keep what you got, Giannis. You can pretty much bring whoever you want. Pretty much, in a way. Because look at this. He said that because Damian Lillard they wanted to trade for Damian Lillard or something, and they did. And it's like, holy shit, they traded Bobby Portis. Was it Bobby Portis? It was one of them. It was one of them. They traded for, I think it was Portis, for Damian Lillard. And I was like, dang, Giannis actually gets what he wants. Like, bro, that's kind of cool. In a way. That is very cool in a way. So, Giannis, I don't think is going nowhere. But you guys can all the news media and everybody can say and can predict that he may go somewhere else because the Bucks aren't doing good and he should and this and that. Yeah, he should. But you know what? If he wants, in his time in his career, like Stephen A. Smith said, in his time in his career, I think it would be the best option for him to go somewhere else if he wants another championship. We already won one championship in my lifetime with Giannis. That was something to see. I've seen Rodgers back in 2012 when he won the Super Bowl. Oh, that was great. I love that. Tell me a line for reason. Oh, yeah, but I hope you guys are having a good Thursday afternoon. It is about 12 o'clock. So, hope you guys are having a good lunch hour. If you guys are on lunch, hope you guys have something to smoke along with me. I know you guys may all be at work. Some may be at work. I don't know what you guys are all up to, but if you're able to smoke with me, take a rip with me. We're going to take another blinker. We're already on 3 blinkers. We're going to go on 4 blinkers in a row here. So, cheers, everybody. This is my 4th blinker in a row. Let's go. Cheers. Yep. Easy as pie. That was too easy. See, I'm perfectly fine. And I inhaled a lot of that too. Don't think I didn't inhale any of that either, because I did. I really did inhale a lot of that, because I went like that. Because I take a huge and fast inhale, so like that, and then exhale. So you gotta know. Right, go for it, Faith. They're worth it. They're almost better than Beats. They are better than Beats. I have a pair of JBL headphones, and they last. They're still holding the same charge that they did when I first bought them. Now, if that were Beats, they wouldn't be holding that same amount of charge. And that is no joke. But don't go buying the speakers, the JBL speakers. Those are okay. They don't hold a charge. Now the JBL headphones I have, oh yeah, they hold a charge, and you can use them for days and days without charging them. I go like 3-4 days or more without having to charge them. Almost a full week without having to charge. If you're using them every now and then, but you're using them quite regularly, you can get a long charge on these headphones, and I like that. And the quality may seem like the quality's not there, but it is. It's more clear. I would say it's more clear than the Beats. Even though the Beats are loud, this is more clear. Even though these are loud though too. So go get yourself an expensive pair. I don't care how expensive, but get the ones that go over your ears, like the Beats Studios. Get a pair like that. Get a JBL version of the Beats Studios. They have all different styles like that over the ears, like the JB, like the Beats Studio Pros. You can get a JBL version of the Beats Studio Pros and get a they have all different versions and all different um see like the threes and all that just mean it's more clear when you go up. Like I had a six stealth 600 or Turtle Beach Stealth 600 wireless for the Xbox. Oh my. Oh my, that was so. My brother bought me one and I bought him one, and I'm just like, oh boy. And I'm just like, damn. And I didn't realize it, but Brogan bought me one and I bought him one the same year, and I didn't even realize that I was doing that. I just said I just wanted to be nice because I knew Brogan wanted one so bad. And Brogan knew that I needed one really bad. So, yeah. I couldn't keep that one a secret. That one was, and then Brogan's like, looking at me, I'm just like, oh shit, don't tell me you got me one. And all of a sudden I open it up and I'm just like, oh, that's why you didn't want me to tell you the price. Because you knew what it was, because you already had one for me. I feel like a dumbass. But thank you. Me and my brother both bought each other the same thing one year. Which was nice because he had a set and I had a set. So I liked it. It was nice. I should take another blinker. Let's take my 5th blinker, everybody. Cheers. I don't even know what blinker. If you guys can comment down below how many blinkers you think I've had, or how if you've been here this whole time, tell me how many blinkers I've had, because I honestly don't remember. Cheers, everybody. Blinker. Oh. Ooh-wee. Wow. Blinker after blinker, and we're already that far down. We got to be careful. I shouldn't be smoking that much. Now we got to be careful because I am violently high. So we're good. But yeah, this weekend is Pro Vintage. I can't wait for Pro Vintage racing up at Eagle River this weekend. I'm not personally going, but I'll be personally watching on Flow Racing. I will be going to the races January 24th through the 25th. One of the days I'm going to be going over to Wausau, Wisconsin, to the USSA Ice Oval at the Flip Merwin. His dad owns the track and built the track in Flip Merwin's memory. He is no longer alive. Flip Merwin died in a snowmobile racing incident at Eagle River. If you guys are long-time snowmobile racing fans, you guys would know that. Or if you guys have just now... But there's a lot of different racers that have come and gone, and it's sad. It's sad what I used to be able to do. I used to go up to Tomahawk, Wisconsin. This is no joke. I used to go up to Tomahawk, Wisconsin because there was a USSA Champ 440 racer who owned his dad and family owned the business, and they were keeping the business going because the original family member had it before these family members, and then they just took on the business, took over the business from the old man, and then it's a Polaris dealership called Herbs up in Tomahawk, Wisconsin, right? Well, there was a driver named Nick Van Stridong. If you guys are big into ice oval snowmobile racing like me, he has won countless different events. He was a big player in the game. He would never get off the line very well, but you know, he always had a very fast snowmobile. Well, mind you, I got to go up to I got to go up to his shop, right? Up to the dealership, right? We got to take his dad's truck, Nick Van Stridong's truck, his dad's truck, with his race sled to go up to Minnesota to get with the chassis and his dad's truck. Me and my grandpa did, and drove all the way up there to meet this guy Greg, which was so cool. So cool. That was the most fun experience I've ever had. We had to go up there and get the pipes fitted. Then we had to go back up there and get it. That was even more cool to see the design and see what he did with the pipes. Ooh, his pipes are good. Ooh, he makes some, and then he has motors too. Ooh, he builds some fast stuff. He's the real deal. And Greg was his name. And I know the Wall brothers used him for a while there. I don't know if they still use him yet or not. But for a while there, the Wall brothers were using him for a while. Then there was John Hooper, who was out in New York. Oh, did he build some beautiful stuff and some fast stuff. Nick Van Stridong was using his Polaris stuff. And Hooper wanted him on one of his chassis, but Alan built the chassis himself. But in the worst way, John Hooper wanted Alan Van Stridong, Nick Van Stridong's dad, to buy one in the worst way possible. 30 grand he wanted. 30 grand. I remember this very well. John Hooper wanted 30 grand for his ice oval chassis. I'm just like, whoa, dude. You're out of your mind. You are completely out of your mind. And then you got Nick Lagoy, who's from out east. John Hooper got him on one. John Hooper got him to buy one. Holy man, that thing was a rocket, but he was dangerous out there on the track, though. Ooh, Nick Lagoy and, oh, you guys remember cheater Cardell Potter? Ah, I still see him every now and then. I still see Cardell Potter. Oh, I can't stand the kid. He's nice enough. Cardell Potter is nice enough, but he cheats. He was just a cheater back in the day. Same with Malcolm Chartier. Oh, he was huge at cheating. He was a big one for cheating. Oh, he never got caught either, which, oh, that made me upset so bad. Cardell Potter got caught at Eagle River and got DQ'd because he was cheating. Because so what he would do is he would put certain amount of gas in the cylinders. So when he gets over to tech, so at the beginning of the race, he's out there just freaking putting the laps in and faster than everybody. Then once you get into the pits, it's all burned off in the cylinders. And there he is winning the race. And you know what? He can slow down too, because you know what? It's not like he's going any slower. He's still got it pinned. He's still doing what he needs to do. But that motor, he's already so far ahead of everybody. That, I don't know. Then he got finally DQ'd at Eagle River. I watched it, and I had to sit there and cheer and laugh. I know it was his last season, but you want to cheat? That's what you get. That's what you get for cheating. I never really liked cheaters. Now there's not any cheaters in the game. And I like that. I don't believe that anybody's cheating anymore. Nobody's faster than anybody anymore. It's fair in the Champ 440 class now. Same with the F3s. You got all the cheaters out of there now, which I like. For a while there, you had some guys that were cheating, and you knew that they were cheating. You could just tell, because I was going over and looking at some of the lap times in the trailer with my grandpa and Nick Van Stridonk and Alan Van Stridonk. We were going through some of that. And we were saying there is no fucking way. Sorry for my language, YouTube, but there is no fucking way that Chartier can be that fast and then fall off to be to the field to be that far ahead, and then all of a sudden everybody else is catching. There is no way you are slow in your heats, and then come out of the heats. Then come finals, you're faster than everybody else. There is no freaking way you can pass everybody that fast. You could tell he was cheating. You could tell some of these guys were cheating because they would be so dead slow in the heats, barely making it by, and then all of a sudden, come final, they're passing everybody. You can't make that big of a change. Got to be doing something wrong. I mean, you're doing something right, but then again, you're also cheating by putting some different gas or some different fuel in the cylinders, just so you can have more power to start out the race. But then you're gonna once that's all burned off, you're back to stock power to where you're at. But by then you don't need all that. You need all that power, but you're still gonna need the power. But you're not gonna have the same power as you did when you first started, because some of the all it's burned out of the cylinders. So then you fall back to normal power again. Basically saying you can burn it up easier that way, and you have to have them jetted leaner, and there's different things you have to do. More times you burn them up than, I don't know. But then you get a lot of people threading the needle, though. I didn't like that. You just knew some of these people were cheating, and it's not, because you would go back into the pits and just load up and go right away. It's like, why? Why? And you got these guys with masks on. I'm just like, whoa, this is stuff you probably shouldn't even be touching. Then all of a sudden, Chartier wins that night, and I look over and I watch him. He was so arrogant up at Wyoming. He won the final, going away. And you watched him. He was so arrogant. He went and loaded up and basically you didn't see him for the night. Like, dude, you could tell just the way he carries himself. He was just, nobody liked him. Nobody liked him. I had to laugh because he was the one that sparked the pro, instead of to make an actual Champ 600. Woo! That thing was, those things were quick. Those things were scary. That's like a modded 600 built for the ice on a Champ 440 sled. Ooh, those things flew. And Chartier had to have the class, and Skidoo had to have the class because Chartier was starting to get beat and everything. I had to laugh. Nick Van Stridonk gets on the 600, and they had him for 3 or 4 years. Then it fizzled out because it was too expensive and too dangerous. Oh, Nick was about lapping everybody. He was about lapping Chartier. I'm just like, holy fuck, Alan, you got this thing flying. Alan, you got this thing fucking flying. He was untouched. Nobody could touch him. That thing was scary, ridiculously fast. And I had to sit there and laugh. I'm just like, wow, that thing was fast. It's up at Valcourt, Skidoo's hometown. Valcourt, Quebec, Canada, where Skidoo is made, where your Skidoo products are made. Snowmobiles, ATVs, everything. For the most part, the snowmobiles for sure are built up in Valcourt, Quebec, Canada, and that's where they go up to race. You know what? That's funny. I love it. I had to laugh. Chartier had to have this class, right? Okay? And Skidoo had to have this class, okay? Because they kept getting beat in the Champ 440 class, and they weren't going to be... It was a whole big to-do, and it was more for Chartier to try to get a chance to win again. Nick went out there and beat everybody every weekend. It's kind of funny. It was kind of funny. There was no competition. And then the crowd, you should have heard the crowd. The crowd was cheering. They couldn't stand Chartier. Nobody could stand Malcolm Chartier. And he had money and he was arrogant. It's not because he had money, he was just arrogant. No two ways about it. He's an arrogant asshole. We all knew it. Everybody knew that he was cheating. Because they were in the nobody fills up with masks on and everything. Like gas masks and everything. You gotta be using I don't know. I love it now. Because now you have to use one fuel and one fuel only. They give you a fuel to use at the track. You can do everything else, but you gotta be within the rules and everything else, but you gotta use their gas at Eagle River. And I like that. Keep the competition fair. Before they were able to use any type of gas they want, well, pretty much any gas they wanted. Almost any gas they wanted, and some of that was hard to tell the differences between different gases that made it go faster and what they were doing to make it go faster and this and that. Boost bottles, this and that. I'm just like, okay. But either way, they were pumping it. Whoa. Back then, they were cheating. They were cheaters. It was almost not fun because it was like, who's going to go out there and beat them now? Because it would be fun. It would be... You should hear the crowd when some of these guys burn down that we all know are cheating, because we're all sitting there having a great time, and then all of a sudden we just know that it can't last for this long. You can't be that fast, that wide open for that long without something breaking. Ka-pink! There goes the belt. There goes the chain. There goes something. He burned up the motor. I had a laugh, and you should have heard the crowd. The crowd was cheering that those guys would burn down. I love it because you know what? It's sad, but you know what? All the times that we cheered for somebody to burn down was because they were cheaters. We knew it. It's not fair to some of these other guys. That's why I will say that Cardell Potter was not very well liked. I didn't really care for him. I see him every now and then. He's just kind of arrogant. I don't know. He's different. Oh, yeah, he's nice enough, but still, I don't know. He cheated. Maybe he didn't cheat. But still, I believe he cheated. As many times as he burned down, he cheated. Nobody burns down as many times as those guys did. Some of the cheaters did. Because nowadays, they don't hardly burn down. They're just either slow or they're off the pace. It's not like they burned down, broke something. Back then, oh yeah, you knew the cheaters because he cheated. But then there were certain situations where it could be a belt issue, it could be a chain issue, who knows? But either way, for the most part, you could tell if they were flying down that track faster than everybody else. It's only a matter of time before something breaks. You can't be singing. You can't be singing that. You can't be singing along with, zinging along like that. Like zoom, zoom. It's like, and they're doing it at a consistent speed. I know some of these guys were hitting upwards to 105. Now they don't even hit up to 105. You're lucky if you even get them up to that. That's the hard part. They're probably going about a consistent 95. They've slowed them down a little bit since then, but still, back in the day, I've watched them. Where those guys at Eagle River, Wisconsin, at the Derby Complex, they were throwing it down at 100. Matt Schultz, and my dad talked to Matt Schultz, his dad, because my dad worked with Matt Schultz's dad at the power plant. Well, you know what? Let's just say they were not cheating, and they were hitting about 105 miles an hour. And they were not cheating, and they were hitting 105 on the ice. On a nice oval snowmobile sled. Champ 440. That's insane. Now that is wicked. Wicked fast. I remember it. And I remember it because me and Tom Fleischman were just like this. Like this on him. And it was reading his radar gun was reading 105 miles an hour. I was like, holy frick. Holy shit. That's fast. That's dangerously. But then again, you come into the corner and it's like a banked corner. It's like almost like a 20 degree banking. Almost. It's quite banked. But it's fun. It would be a fun track to go race around. But either way, like, comment, subscribe, turn on the post notification bells. We'll be giving you guys more updates on the Pro Vintage and how Sabrina Blanchette does this weekend and how she does, and some of Matt Godey and some of these other different guys up there this weekend. But until then, this has been the Dopest Brayden live stream. Until then, this has been your host, Brayden. Bye!